Amber, say hello. You're very clean, yes. Very clean. A clean cat is a happy cat. So, what can we learn from animals? And are they more evolved than we are? In a lot of ways, I think yes. Eckhart Tolle, Hobbit man, he once said that I have known many Zen masters, all of them cats. And I think, yes, I know what he means. There is something very kind of special about cats, isn't there? I think that's always been acknowledged from the times of the Egyptians, from the witches, and yeah, even now I think it's the most popular pet you can have is cat. Probably partly because they're very easy, because they're very independent. So that's one reason why they're highly evolved, I think. Also, there's the whole thing about them having 9 lives, because they seem to have a kind of certain way of getting out of tricky situations. Not always, obviously. Also, curiosity killed the cat. But I think it's good to be curious. And that's part of their appeal as well. You know, they're very... Some people say cats are lazy, but then how can you be lazy and curious at the same time? I don't think that's possible. So I think they just save their kind of energy for things that, you know, really matter to them. So they're good at waiting for the right moment. I think they live in the moment. Don't know what's wrong with my phone. Yeah, so they're very good at living in the moment. Like this cat Amber, she's moved house many, many times. But every time she just accepts it. She's very quick to accept it. I think the more she moves, the more she just accepts it. So yeah, it's like they don't ever move house and think, oh, they're just like sat around pining for their old house or sat around worrying, oh, we're going to move again. You know, unless she sees suitcases, she does get slightly worried about suitcases sometimes, but she always just adapts so quickly. And I think that's part of, their kind of mentality. Also, there's the whole saying about it's a dog-eat-dog world. That's because dogs actually will, if they're left starving, they will turn on each other and actually eat each other. Whereas cats don't do that. Cats, they've proven, would just slowly starve to death. So even though they're hunters, they never turn on each other. So they're quite evolved in that way. Also, other animals, I think, they have their instincts, don't they? They listen to their instincts. They're very in touch with their spirit and the earth. I think if there was a natural disaster, like a tsunami, I mean, this has probably been proven as well, but they would just know to get to higher ground. They would feel the vibrations way before, you know, humans, because humans, I think, have lost that. And most humans have lost that kind of connection with the earth and their instincts, which is actually crucial, I think. And that's what we need to get back. And that's what makes some animals, or most animals, more evolved than us, because they've got that spiritual connection to the earth. Yes. And also I think they speak the language of the heart, so they can communicate. I mean, I've seen this with when I've had 3 cats. They seem to be able to just communicate without even making a noise, you know. They just kind of look at each other, or they just seem to know things. And I think a lot of animals have that. And I'd say it's probably the language of the heart, which is again kind of vibrations. So they can sense it. They can sense danger through the vibrations. They don't need the lion to kind of, you know, come and attack them. They just know, they can feel it. Yeah. The same as I think they can tell the difference. If you walk into a field, you know, sometimes animals run away. But if you've got the right kind of energy, they don't. They know that you're a peaceful person because they can feel the kind of peace and the love. So if you